there and give it some gas.
Hello.
Whether to move it or
all right, I'll see you in a little bit. Bye. You don't sound happy. The look of disappointment. There's no gears!
Letting Jordan use my flexes. He's gonna pull his new wagon off the trailer. Flexes, putting in work. Watch that thing just come down.
Oh.
Flex it!
Once again, I own a wagon. So this one, it's sat since 2014, as the Rego sticker says, because of a pretty nasty knock. The guy was driving down the road and it started making some banging noises, and he had it towed home, and it sat in his driveway for the better part of almost 10 years. I picked her up last night. We threw a battery in her, and surprisingly, after the third crank, it started right up, and I discovered the knock. And I'll throw that in real quick if you didn't see it in the short that I had posted. But yeah, it was pretty gnarly. But this is going to be hopefully my new daily driver. I think the hood's already popped, yeah. So I'm trying to sell this car, and so I might be daily driving this car. So it is a 92 740 turbo. It's a weird spec. It doesn't have the hydras, the turbo wheels. It doesn't have the turbo grill, the egg crate, which is odd. It doesn't have an intercooler badge, which I thought they came with them. Maybe not all of them did, but it has an intercooler. And it doesn't have any glue, as if it had the intercooler badge left behind. So that's kind of weird. But for sitting as long as it did, pretty much everything on this car works. Rear hatch struts. Couldn't even say that correctly. What do we got going on here? Some sort of XM antenna, I guess. Don't know what that is. Got a door panel hiding back here. A jack. Some tools. And a light bulb if you need it. I think those are the gloves. Those are the gloves. Overall, it's pretty clean. I've never seen a 740 that had intact headliner, but I don't know if it's maybe just the sedans that the headliners fall out of, and if the wagons are built different, because I've noticed on the 240 wagons the headliner is more of a hard shell than the actual the sheeting that's in the 242. But this one has the power windows. It's got a electric sunroof, heated seats. What else? It's got the dual cup holder armrest, which I love. It does need to be cleaned out thoroughly, which is what I'm going to be doing today, now that I have it home in the daylight. Here's the beast. This is the same motor that Scotia has, which is over there on the stand still. There, it's a 92 B230 FT. So she has the same heart. So yeah, last night I went and picked this up. I threw my battery in from Scotia, and I had turned the key because we planned on flat towing this back home because it wasn't but 4 miles down the road. And I turned the key and I started to smell fuel. I'm like, there's no way this fuel pump works. It's been sitting for almost 10 years, right? Because I've had cars that sat for 2 years or maybe a year that immediately need a fuel pump. Well, no, not this car. The fuel return line, as you can see there, is cracked. And it primed the fuel system and started to leak out. And like I said, as we pulled it in here last night, I gave it 3 cranks on this battery and it started right up and almost idled for a little bit. The transmission did not seem to go in gear at all, so I don't know if the valve body is stuck or what's going on here. But the fluid is, it's not absolutely terrible, but it's not the color that it should be. And it smells pretty cool. Let's sit that there. The oil is way overfilled. As you can see here, it comes up almost all the way to halfway up the stick. What else? Electric fan, that's nice. The AC compressor looks somewhat new. I don't want to say that, but it does look new. Just on the clutch at least. I didn't run it long enough to see if the AC worked. I highly doubt that it works, but this should be the 13C turbo, the same as what this car has. This does have the newer intercooler routing, because the intercooler routing on this car is from the 86 740 turbo that I had. It had all the fluids except the coolant. It had brake fluid, power steering fluid. The cruise control is broken off of there, and the left rear brake caliper, or maybe it's the parking shoes, are locked up, so we had to drag this car about 60 feet into the street and then put a skate on it and drag it up the trailer and then pull this off the trailer with that Lexus over there and then put the skate back on it and then roll it into here. So what I'm going to be doing today is pressure washing this, might try buffing the paint, detail the interior, pressure wash the engine bay. Even though this motor is probably fucked, I don't know, we'll see. But I'm gonna pressure wash the engine bay, do a compression test, pull the valve cover off, check the valves, make sure it's not a valve that dropped, because it's very, very, very loud and it does sound like bottom end. So I'm not sure. It's just one of those things we're just gonna have to dive into and see. And then there's still the matter of the transmission not doing the transmitting of the things. But yeah, all the headlights worked, the horn worked, the windows worked, the electric sunroof worked. It's crazy that cars can sit this long and then wake up from the dead and be like, hi, how you doing? I'm good. There's nasty oil leaks in the front, in the rear, in the oil pan, in the transmission. It just leaks everything. I mean, what's weird to me is this, like I was saying in the previous video about this car's intercooler elbows, is they just like to collapse. You know, it shouldn't be like that. This one's collapsed. But yeah, I'm going to cut this video here, take some before and afters up close of all the grime that there is. I gotta pull that off so I can get to it. I hope that's not a bad steering rack. That would suck. .9T what? 30,000 miles. I don't know what that means. This has 210,000 miles on it. And the central locking worked as well. I popped the battery on and stuck the key in the door and everything locked, even the rear hatch. Got a lot of manuals. That's cool. Tons of spare bulbs. Love that. Old school bulbs. Those are probably just gonna go on a shelf. What else? Got some of these. Take these to work. Just kidding. That was also in the toolkit. That's from the garage. It's probably going to be getting a OEM radio. We can do that because the wheel's locked up. I don't know what these are. I'm going to have to inquire to the previous owner about what that does. More booklets, headlights, some trim clips, a steering wheel cover that was on there, and I took it off, and the steering wheel that's under here is just gorgeous. It looks like it was never even touched. Got our fuse cover, some more old headlights. That's been there for a while, huh? I got a bunch of stuff to go through. But stay tuned, let me detail this, and we'll see what comes of it. Making great progress, just finished the passenger side of the car. Starting on the driver's side, I am taking the front seats out and cleaning out underneath them. As you can see, what we're working with on the left side. There. And I'm using this bristle brush that I can put on a drill to, haven't done the back door yet, but the entire front so far I've just scrubbed everything with this drill and some leather conditioner. I mean, like the hard plastics, haven't gotten to the seats yet. But the back seats are looking good. Get everything in here. A little bit of foam was eaten, that's okay. Like I said, I took the seats out and got everything out from under there. Looks great. This carpet is gonna need some shampooing. And I do love these seats. It's like a leather with a very soft, almost suede-like fabric. I can't tell what it is. But I think it's gonna clean up nice too once it's shampooed and everything. And look, check this out. We got a old iPod adapter. A video cable of some sort. An aux input, it looks like. We got a USB input and something else. I believe this goes to the... Yeah, I don't know what it goes to, so I don't believe anything. But I haven't found the faceplate to this radio, unfortunately. I was really looking forward to that because if it had all these features, it would have been nice to have. But yeah, there's some stuff in here. If I can get in the shade, you can see. I think it's like glue or something, these yellow bits. And not all the stains are coming out of the plastic, but that's the brush I have on the drill over there with some leather conditioner that I'm trying to scrub in. I did find this 7/8 socket. It's nice. But right up here is where that leather conditioner is really going to shine with that bristle brush. And I did find the broken piece that goes here. It is right there. So I'm gonna get back to it. So far we're looking good. Got all the floor mats up here. I'm gonna pressure wash them and then leave them out in the sun to dry. And hopefully they'll come back to their shape. And we can start buttoning up the interior with all the pieces that are taken apart and just put them all back together. The dash came out nice. You can see here it's kind of faded. So what I might do later on down the road is get that camel paint that I always use on the interior and paint the dash to match. But so far this has come out very nice. I can't wait to do the paint. Hopefully in a few hours I can get to that. Good, buddy, thank you. And this is fun. I miss doing this. Haven't had a project car in a long time. Definitely need some grease on these hinges though. And this one doesn't like to stay open. So I'm gonna be fighting this, trying to get this seat out. Unless I can wedge something in here. Oh, that's what happened. Our deal's gone. That's okay. Just jam that in there possibly. No. I've done this before and I don't remember how. Oh well, I'll use my butt to push it. All right, let's get back to it. And when your seats are out is a good time to check your rails and get all this crap out that might make your seats be very hard to, you know, move forward and backward. Just clean out the rails real good. And this is all the stuff that is hiding underneath your seat, which is why you need to clean them out. Oh. Dragon Ball cards and foam and probably a few quarters here and there. So this is nice. Starbucks guitar player. I really want to clean out all around this. Don't want any rust or anything forming in there. And then you want to, I was going to take this out, but I had trouble taking it out of my other one. I don't want to break this one. So what I'm doing is I'm just vacuuming out and then banging the sides and letting whatever's right here just kind of fall down. Let's get back to it. Well, I guess it's time that I reintroduce you to the wagon in its clean form. I did not put the floor mats back in. I have not washed them, but they're falling apart, so I might not even use them, honestly. The tow hook cover's still off. Who cares? But it's been detailed. It's been washed. That's pretty much it. I haven't buffed the paint. I'm probably not going to do that today. I did do a test spot last night before I washed it. And it came around, but now I've got this reddish stain on it. I don't know what that's from. But I know for a fact this paint will come around. Looks very clean. It's a lot cleaner than it was, that's for sure. I forgot to pressure wash the transmission and underneath of the car. And I don't feel like running my 100-foot hose back over there again. I had to stop because the mowers came and I didn't want them to run over my hose that I had running. But the inside's all cleaned up. I completely forgot to clean that headrest, so that's okay. But everything else is clean and tidy. These seats are still gonna have to be shampooed, as well as the carpets. We've got a nice stain right here where something was laying on it. But this interior turned out amazing. I mean, other than the lower glove box there hanging down. which can be fixed. Well, there's Austin. Not worth it, but it turned out quite all right. You think so? Here's your headset on.
Yeah, buddy.
Oh, I said I think it turned out quite all right, huh?
Yeah, I did.
It did. Pretty freaking clean. Mainly impressed with the details in here. I did not find the faceplate. Still, I'm still upset about it. Now I gotta find me somebody with a shampooer. Shampoo this carpet. Yeah. I'm about to pull this valve cover off and hope there's a valve that dropped. Oh. They still haven't fixed the gate over there.
Oh, yeah, it freaking broke on the weld.
Yeah. The engine bay came out decently. Sorry, you caught me mid-YouTube, so. Missed some spots in here, but I mean, it's now decent enough to work on and not get my hands all fucking nasty. But I still haven't found any rust anywhere. You can see all the crap back there that came off this engine and underneath the car. Just how gunky and disgusting it was. The tiny little baby 13C. But let me crack open this valve cover, do a compression test, and we'll see what happens. Yep. All right. All right. Go ahead. All right.